Good evening, everybody. My name is Jill Lindell. I am an advisor with the Anoka-Hennepin Indian Education Program. And we are here this evening with David Bice. He is a business owner, and he's here to talk with us tonight about the trades and his experience being Native. So welcome, Dave.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, I basically was born in California, moved back to the cities when I was like 3 years old. So I lived in Minneapolis, grew up in Minneapolis most of my life, north side, south side, and stayed up on White Earth during the summers. And I went to school at South. And I joined the Marine Corps and graduated in the Marine Corps because that's like two credits short. So.
Ah. Well, I learned all kinds of things I didn't know about you already.
Yeah.
So you kind of grew up all over the place. And you're from White Earth. How has being Native influenced your life as a young person? What was it like being Native growing up?
I always enjoyed it, my mom was in a lot of different organizations, so I was in Indian Upward Bound for quite a few years. So stay up at St. John's, Abbey, and St. Cloud there, and for the summers.
Okay.
And yeah, it's like a summer school, and they did a lot of activities. Went to Boundary Waters canoe area, canoeing and swimming and stuff. So, and then I know a lot of, like I said, I know a lot of other Indian friends from Minneapolis growing up in White Earth.
Do you have any siblings?
I do. I got one brother and one sister still living. I had 4 brothers and 3 sisters growing up.
Okay.
So.
How has culture played a role in your journey?
Well, we were always taught to give back and stuff, and we grew up pretty poor when I was younger. And it seemed my mom, she got a job, and then she got a better job and a better job. So, and she just taught us hard work and being honest. Schooling is a big part of it. So I was never good at school also. That's why I joined the Marine Corps and got into the trades.
Okay. But it sounds like your mom kind of emphasized education
yes.
when you were younger.
Yeah.
Okay. What's something that's inspired you in your life, Dave?
I think the biggest thing I did was join the Marine Corps, and I kind of grew up there. Learn that there's some things in life you have to do, and no matter what, they teach you never to quit. And it really helped me.
Interesting. Where in the world were you stationed? And
I went to boot camp in San Diego, and then I was stationed in Hawaii for a couple of years, and Japan, Okinawa, Guam, Wake. We're in an F4 squadron, so we flew everywhere. It's pretty eye-opening. You see how other cultures live.
So, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Any Did you experience any particular positive or negative interactions with people being Native?
Yeah, because everywhere you go, you run into other Native people. In Hawaii, they had an Indian center there and stuff, and anywhere you go, you run into Native people. So
Interesting. Did you always see yourself where you are today, doing what
yes,
you're doing, or yeah?
yeah. Well, because my grandfather and his three brothers came down from White Earth, and they became ironworkers, union ironworkers. And my cousin Terry Roy, your uncle or whatever, he had his own company. I worked for him. So I figured, when I was growing up, I seen him. I said, if he can do it, I can do it. So it's not as easy as it looks, but yeah, it's a pretty good life though, being in the union.
Very good. So just to backpedal a little bit, Dave made reference to his cousin, my uncle. We are related. We are cousins, and I remember hearing stories about I I guess they'd be great uncles in the ironwork.
Yeah.
Um, and um, so it became a kind of a family thing.
Yes. I
Um,
got brothers, kids in the trade, and nephews.
so what brings a person down from the reservation to become an iron worker?
Money. You
Money.
got to find a job, and it's down. Yeah, in the trades, you get a good wage, and plus you get a pension and an annuity. I just had a guy retire like in January. He gets over $5,500 a month in retirement benefits from the
Okay.
annuity. And he got a big payout for the annuity too. They just started that, so he gets like 300 grand for that, and then plus his pension every month. So
Okay. I'm thinking I might quit my job and become an iron worker.
it's very hard work. So
I was just kidding. I'd bring you sandwiches. That's what I would.
you know what though? There's a lot of young women in the ironworking trade now, and they're
Is there?
always looking for more. And it's
Excellent.
if you like working outside, working hard with your hands, there's nothing wrong with it. And plus, all the trades get paid about the same. So, it'd be electrician, laborer, 49er, pipe fitter.
That's awesome. That's awesome to know that it's they've opened up to women and they're being you're being welcoming and embracing, and uh, that they can make a living and a career in the trades as well.
Yes.
Um, what challenges to bring you where you are today? What challenges have you had to overcome um, to be the successful business owner you are, or be in your journey as a Native person where you are today? What challenges have you had to overcome?
Well, I just had to learn everything over because I was an iron worker for 15 years, so I was a foreman and stuff. I knew that side of it, but the business side, it took me a long time to figure that out. But if I stayed in school and I was better at school, I think that would have been easier for me. And there's a lot of Native iron workers in the trade, so that's a positive because you mentor each other, and you become lifelong friends. So
Well, very nice. Is there any sort of, like sometimes you work at a big company like say Honeywell or something, they would have their small Native organization within the bigger organization.
mm-hmm.
Do the iron workers or the trades have something like that? Like
uh,
little organizations for just the Native iron workers, or
not really, but me and some of my friends, we get together once a year and just have dinner and talk and whatever because we've been working together I've been iron worker 42 years now. So I've
For
been
how
in
long?
business 42 years.
Oh my goodness.
Owned my business for 26 of them years.
That's amazing, Dave. Congratulations.
Yeah. But they do have Ironworkers do have like a woman Ironworkers club.
Okay.
Iron Maidens.
Love it.
Yeah. Kind of crazy. Huh?
That's I love the name because I like the band Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
I'm a child of the 80s. I could sing you a tune, but we won't do that tonight. You're welcome. Um, During the last year and a half, has been crazy. How have you taken care of yourself during the pandemic?
You know, believe it or not, it didn't stop any of our work at all. We worked straight through the pandemic. We had a few guys that got the COVID. Then, we paid a lot of hours if their family members got it. Then we'd pay them 10 days, 2 weeks to make sure they're good. But for me and myself, I just wore the mask and followed the rules. And when I could, I went up to White Earth, got my vaccination. And the second one I got from here in the city. So, yeah. So we were pretty lucky. My daughter got it, but she just turned out okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. So your business was able to carry on
Yes.
mostly business as usual?
Yeah. Yeah. We never did all our jobs, and sometimes they'd shut it down for a couple of days or whatever and go back. But we're basically essential workers is what they called us. So yeah.
Okay. All righty. Well, I guess you've already answered. How did you take care of yourself? Was there anything in particular? Do you run? Do you read? Do you
No, I work like long hours, and so I enjoy working. So I get to the office around 5 and leave at 4:30 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm too tired to read because I've been reading prints all day. So
you keep a reasonable schedule.
yes.
That's good because people like to overwork themselves today, and they wear it like a badge of honor, and I'm not sure that's good for our physical or our mental health.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like the reasonable reasonable hours and reasonable load. So let's talk a little bit more about your business. Entrepreneurship. What when you started, what did Native owned businesses look like when you started as opposed to what they look like now?
I don't think we've changed much because like before I even started, I went to the Indian Chamber of Commerce. I met a bunch of other Native businesses, so that was a great place to meet them, and everybody helps each other out. So we might have different businesses, but we still have the same problems. So it helps to be around other Natives to figure out stuff and get a little encouragement and stuff. So and I still belong to the Indian Chamber. I joined it as soon as I started, and then I've been on other Indian organizations' board of directors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a little tidbit about the Indian Chamber of Commerce. My mother owned a business and was a member of the chamber. And she became a member back before it was known as the Indian Chamber of Commerce. Actually, my uncle, your cousin, started MICA, the Minnesota Indian Contractors Association.
Yeah.
And I remember being just a little kid and going to those meetings and like coloring under the table and, you know, thinking this is taking a really long time. When can we go? But then it spun off and became the Minnesota Indian Chamber of Commerce. And I worked for my mother and attended their events. And I thought it was a big organization then.
Mm-hmm.
But I have looked at their roster of members lately. It has grown exponentially since the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, it goes up and down, you know. But it's a great organization.
It's exciting to see the number of Native business owners and how it's grown over the last few decades.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it all started with that small group of Indian contractors.
Yes.
Who spearheaded all of this. And I really think of those people as pioneers.
Mm-hmm.
In the area of Native business ownership in the Twin Cities. And that included Terry Roy, my uncle, your cousin.
Yeah.
And
he's one of the founding members.
It's a real source of pride for me.
Yeah.
And to know that you are a business owner. My mother Juanita was a business owner. I've been a business owner. The influence and the inspiration that this handful of people has created is heartwarming and so good for the community.
Yes.
So we talked about education levels and skills. You said you weren't real good in school, so you went into the military. And then you gained some skills.
Yeah.
And then you came back, and my next question was why ironwork, but I think we've gone over that.
Yeah, family.
Family. So what are some projects that you've worked on that
we did all the handrail in the Twin Stadium, all the aluminum handrail.
Okay.
Yeah. And we did the bridge outside the Twin Stadium. And then all the baseball glove, we set that, and a lot of the ornaments there. The Viking Stadium, we did like a third of the handrail. We did the gutter, where all the stuff falls in, and then we did the shoring towers before it was like all the steel was set.
Okay.
We set all them shoring towers, so all the steel set on there, and then Danny's construction were working from them. Then they took them down. That's what held the roof up until it was all completed. So, and then we just finished up the Lake Street Station Bridge on Lake Street and 35.
I just drove by that. I'm like, look at this amazing thing. It's so cool. You did that?
Yeah, we did the steel on there. Yeah.
So cool.
And then, yeah, Mystic Lake Hotels, we did all the hotels out there, the rebar. And so that was my first big job, is at Mystic Lake, first hotel tower.
So it's so fun. You hear ironwork and you're like, I don't know what that is, but then you have something tangible to attach that to. And it's got a lot of wow factor.
Yeah, we've been on quite a few good projects. So
that's fun, and that's the type of thing that our young people would be interested in, and be like, I wanna build the casino. I want to build the stadiums.
Yeah.
And be able to drive by later on in life and say that I had a hand in that.
Yes.
That's exciting. Would you recommend ironwork to a young person today?
Definitely would. Yeah.
Definitely. Why is that?
Why it's not only it's a career, not just a job. You get to know the people. Their apprenticeship just turned a 4-year program, but you start out at 65% of the scale, but you get your full benefits after 120 days, I think, of steady work. So you get health benefits, eyeglasses, you get a pension, annuity. So that's a pretty big package right there. I think it's like $23 an hour just for the package. You start out at can't remember the whole package. They're like $17 or $18 an hour. Then you go work during the day, and then you go to school at night.
Okay.
So you earn while you learn. And that's what we do when we go to construct tomorrow. We bring some of our apprentices. We just tell the kids, hey, if you go to a 4-year school, you'll come home full of debt, living in your mom's basement. And then these young iron workers, they already buying a house or got a house, got a boat, got a truck. So, and then you'll be hanging out with your buddies that are in the trades. And all the trades are good though. There's pipe fitters, electricians, 49ers, they run all the equipment. Cement masons. I know the cement masons have an Indian program in there too, where they teach young Indian kids how to get in the trades.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to look into some information on that for our students.
Yeah.
So you go to school at night. Tell me about the school at night part.
It's like a regular school year. You got 2 nights a week. You go during the school year for 3 hours a night. You work all day, then you go to school. And
Okay.
then I think now they're switching it to block training, so they take a whole week off of work. And that takes a lot of the night school out of the thing. And we got like top of the line apprenticeship facility where they teach the kids how to weld, how to bolt up, how to tie rebar. So they got really good teachers, and it's a good life.
So are these training facilities something that's local, or is it out of town or out of state?
Well, the Ironworkers Minneapolis one is in St. Paul off of Pierce Butler route. Then they got one in Duluth.
Oh,
and then they got one in North Dakota for our local 512, because we carry all of North Dakota, Minnesota, and part of Wisconsin.
Okay.
So then and another thing about if you get in the union, you got your book, they call it. You can go anywhere in the country and work. Like if they're slow here and they're busy in Vegas or California, you can go out there and work. I know a lot of iron workers now, they don't like the winters anymore, so they work during the summer and then go someplace warm to work in the winters.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Does that cause a shortage here? Because I can't imagine there's people going, you know what, I want to go to Minnesota to work in the winter.
No, we work all year long. All our guys, they get paid good money. So
good deal.
Yeah.
So are you involved in the Native community beyond your business?
Yeah, I'm not on any boards anymore, but I was on the Tiwahi board for a while.
Oh, I'm familiar.
Yep. And that's another good thing for your students, because they give out grants, up to $2,500. You don't have to pay them back, and for entrepreneurial, cultural, or educational. So you should tell your kids to apply for them if they need something. Then McGizzy, I'm kind of helping out on the rebuild committee on there.
You said McGizzy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because they just got their new building and it got burnt down. It's just crazy. But they got a pretty good property now, though.
Well, good. That's a good organization. I'm glad they're getting some help on the rebuild.
Yeah.
Good. So We talked about there was a question on here that we're asking all of our speakers to comment on. And that question is, what does being Native mean to you?
I don't know. It just means family and stuff because, all my relatives are Native and kids. We got 11 grandkids now, 4 kids. So my son had triplets. So
Oh,
they're
goodness.
yeah. So yeah, it just means family, and we go to the Powell up north, and yeah.
Are you going to Powell up north in a couple weeks?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
That's nice to know. Is your Native knowledge being passed down to those triplets and beyond?
I'm not sure. Seems like I'm working all the time, so but
One more question, Dave. What do you want your legacy to be?
I'm just I don't know, just a fair and honest person. I don't owe anybody anything in this life. No one owes me anything, so hopefully my business goes on. I'm transitioning out now, selling to my nephew and my kid and a couple other people that work for me.
Nice. We'll stay in the family.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's exciting. I know you've received some recognitions and awards for your business. You were named, was it Entrepreneur of the Year or yeah.
I can't remember. I've gotten a lot of awards over the years, so I don't know. It just, I think there's more meaning to how you treat people and how you, like if you do a job, you got to do it right and make sure everybody's good and don't cut corners. So
I will say I appreciate your humble approach to that. Anything else that you want to add, David, to our conversation?
no, I would just for any of your students out there, they should check out the trades if they're interested in like Construct Tomorrow. They get a little tiny bit of hands-on, but there's another program out there now where they're bringing kids right to the union. They'll see what trade they want to check out more, and they'll bring them to the union hall, the apprenticeship, and then show them around a little more.
Well, so perfect.
It's a great opportunity.
Well, I think I'll be in touch with you on that to get more information to pass on to our high schoolers.
Mm-hmm.
And do any of our participants have any questions for Dave? You tell us all we wanted to know.
I'm not a very good interviewer, so
I've got a quick question for you, Dave.
Yeah.
So just an introduction. I'm Bradley Canote. I'm another Indian education advisor with the Anoka-Hennepin district. I was wondering, could you provide just like I know there's a lot of planning and stuff when you're working with, say, the U.S. Bank or Twin Stadium. How many people do you collaborate with when you're planning to do the railings and stuff, like other organizations or other companies or anything like that?
We generally work just for the general contractor and like the supplier at the Twin Stadium. We installed his product, so
okay.
Just, like keep up with the schedule. They tell us what they want done, and man it up enough to get it done.
Okay, so from when you get like a job like that, you come in at the point of when, like, I'm guessing it's like cement that people are walking on with the railing. So when that's all finished and the seats are in and stuff, then that's when you come in and
sometimes we'll put the railings in before the seats.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of work in putting them seats in. I mean, it just depends on how the schedule is going, and how fast they can get it in, because then we'll man it up accordingly. We usually carry around like 35 to 45 iron workers in the field. So.
Oh, wow. Okay. My other question was about those classes. Is it pretty just like general like math or anything like that, or does it all kind of focus in on the specifics of the job?
It's the specifics of the job. But to get in though, you have to go down to the union hall and take a general aptitude test. Mm-hmm. So that's where your math and your other stuff come in, and then they'll help you with your math skills for like layout. You have to know your rigging, what stuff weighs when you pick it, so you don't overload the equipment or the straps or chokers.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for answering that.
Yeah.
So interesting. Very interesting to me. Well, I want to say Chimigwich, Dave, for being with us tonight and sharing about yourself and your business. And I think your story has been very inspiring to namely our young folks out there looking for what comes next in an uncertain world, job market, all of it. I think you've given some folks some really good direction and ideas and inspiration. So thank you very much.